10 wins from winning a World Series.
Yep, 1-1 series ties in every single playoff series right now. So
Never happened before.
Oh, wow, is that right?
It has never happened.
Interesting.
That all four are 1-1. So how about that?
And the amazing thing for the Phillies, they were the only team, the home team, that lost game one. Every other home team won game one, but then every home team lost game two, and the Phillies won it. So
it's where momentum doesn't matter to me. It's where I don't believe it in. I don't believe it in baseball. I don't believe it in hockey.
I believe in it for bats. Like I believe it for
for an individual. Sure.
Bryce Harper sees a ball go off his bat and go over the fence. That might help him out for the next game. So I think I expect Bryce Harper to do something today because he did something in game two of this series.
You want to make a delicious parlay before the end of the show, maybe?
Sure,
we'll get in that.
Come on, man. You know who you're talking to.
Who am I speaking?
All right. So you said something before the show. The quote, I was using my journalistic degree from the Temple University.
Yeah, baby. Klein College proud.
Now, you did not say on the record, so I did break.
No, it is on. You can put this on the record.
Okay, I can put this on the record. I did break a couple of journalistic rules because I kind of secretly wrote this down, just like the Attaboy Harper.
By the way, it's not unless it is noted to be off the record. It's on the record.
Okay, good point. You said, quote, John, I have such a calm about the Phillies. Please explain.
I wake up today, and I've said it to you before, and I've shown it to you before. I have no nerves about this game.
The hand was still.
I absolutely feel calm and confident that at the very least, we're back Friday night at the bank for Zach Wheeler's start.
And you feel good about those chances, despite what happened in game one?
But I don't even know what it is. But to me, it's my confidence that from the beginning of the series, the Phillies were the better team. The Phillies are the better team over 162. Now we add a couple more games to that. I'm going to tell you right now, the Phillies are the better team over 164. Doesn't guarantee you win all the time.
No.
But I believe what my eyeballs showed me for the entire season, that this Phillies team is ready to win this series.
We have officially reached topsy-turvy land.
Yep.
We've officially reached topsy-turvy land because you just said something that I've heard Connor say.
Okay.
But what's fascinating is that when you said, quote, I have such a calm about the Phillies.
What happened?
Connor made a noise and was like,
bro, are you crazy?
There's one of us. And
Connor,
he is the one that said the Phillies are the better team all season long. You're the one that's calm. You're the one that's always pointed out the flaws, and you've pointed out the since London record, and yet you're the one that's calm, and Connor's the one that's freaking out. What the hell's going on around here?
I wonder, and what I would put it at is this. I look at how both teams are standing today, and I think the Mets, you've got a team that looks like they could be a little out of gas. I don't know if they are emotionally potentially out of gas. I know that physically.
Bullpen is physically out of gas.
Physically, they could be out of gas.
Yeah.
And I believe the Phillies are going to show who they are up at Citi Field.
All right, so you say that. Connor, I would love your reaction on the air, because, again, my journalistic degree from the Temple University, I took note of all this stuff. Sometimes I don't necessarily have a plan for the show, and then all of a sudden I hear you guys chit-chat and I take some notes, right? You guys don't even you guys don't even know what you're doing behind the scenes. And I go, okay.
It's called carrying.
Okay, thank you.
It's called carrying.
Your guys' backs must hurt.
That's what we call it.
Connor, so you had a reaction of, that makes one of us. I'm more like John, if I'm being honest with you. And which, again, this is topsy-turvy land because
in the year, you're more like Connor.
Yes, I'm more like you today, but I'm not the biggest NOLA guy, right? And your boy's pitching today, and you're Mr. Always holly jolly, and you're the one that seems nervous today.
Well, it's less about the Phillies and more about playoff baseball, I think. When I try and break down the emotion of it, it's not that I don't have faith in Aaronola, and it's not that I don't have faith in the Phillies. I don't know if I buy the whole the Mets are out of gas emotionally, because I thought that would be the case coming off of that crazy Alonso home run against the Brewers. I'm like, look at all the stuff they had to go to get here, and they're going to walk into Citizens Bank Park, and they're going to realize that they've been fighting for their lives for like weeks, and they're out of gas. And they weren't. That doesn't mean they're the better team, but I don't think we've heard the last of those weird Mets answering home runs in this series and tight games, and that's more what my apprehension is. I cannot feel calm going into a postseason baseball game because I know how wild they can get, how quickly. And the skill level of the team aside, which I think is in the Phillies' favor,
yes,
I'm still going to be nervous.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were talking about this off the air, John, right after you left yesterday, or you might have been talking to sales and schmoozing, which you're very good at.
I love getting paid.
Damn right.
I love money. Yeah, I'm a whore.
This week is not a payday Friday.
Yes, exactly.
Connor and I were just kind of talking about the series, and we're like, man, the Mets have like two guys that you go, all right, they're the face of the team. Francisco Lindor.
Lindor's awesome.
And Pete Alonso, right? And then the rest
and
of
Alonso can be awesome.
Right.
He hasn't been.
And then the rest of the team
be.
is kind of like, like Brandon Nimmo. I said this to Connor. As much as I don't like the guy, he's a starter for probably every team in Major League Baseball, right?
And if Brandon Nimmo was a Philly, I heard Ray Dunn having this conversation yesterday. If Brandon Nimmo was a Philly, this city would love him.
A lot of people would. I would still hate him.
This city would love him.
I would call him a tryhard. I would still,
yeah, but this city would still love him.
But there's a lot of players on this team that, they're starters on a lot of Major League Baseball teams, but there's no, like, Mark Vientos might become something. But right now, like, if you're going, hey, who are we putting on the poster, right? The Phillies poster, it's hard to fit everybody on.
Correct.
The Mets poster, it's two guys, and you could throw Edwin Diaz on there. But they're a baseball team, right? They're a decent club, clearly. They're in the playoffs, and they won game one of this series. But still, ultimately, you sit back, and you look at these two teams, and you go, come on, man, you can't lose this series. And I would have said the same thing. You guys know it. I would have said the same thing if they faced the Braves, Brewers, Padres, or Diamondbacks in the first round. I would have said the same thing about any of those teams. The Phillies are the better team, but
they are.
Can they put it together in a 5-game series following the bye week, following the rough stretch to end the season? And I think that continues tonight. I think they do win game 3 tonight.
I'm going to say something here that is bound to either fly back in my face and look stupid, but I'm going to say it with my chest. I think the Mets are in a prime position today to come out flat. Completely flat. All the emotion they've played with, all of the amazing comebacks, all of those unbelievable innings that bullpen has pitched. And I could easily see them coming home in the big spot with all the anticipation and all the excitement and coming out completely flat. And how about it? I'll say it. I think Aaron Nola is going to at least go 5 2/3.
Love that.
And I believe that the Philadelphia Phillies are going to pounce on the Mets today.
That's about Nola's playoff average, is a little over 5 innings.
That's why I feel really good about that. Like, he's going to get, to me, Nola gets 17 or 18 outs today.
Yeah.
17 or 18 outs.
So then you need the bullpen to do their job.
You're going to need the bullpen.
And clearly they have not so far this series.
And I will tell you that today they will.
Okay.
Now this is, if this read is wrong, tomorrow morning I'll wear the kick me sign, and I don't care. That's what I feel about this. I believe that today we get Nola that we've seen in the wild card and divisional series rounds and like regular season closeouts. Nola has shown over and over again that he deserves your faith.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about Aaron Nola. I'm thinking about Rhys Hoskins.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about the 2022 Phillies who went on that long road trip. They clinch in Houston.
They did.
They go to St. Louis. They beat the Cardinals. They go to Atlanta for 2 games. And they come back to an unbelievable environment in Game 3, and that's the Rhys Hoskins bat spike game, where that series felt over once that happened, because the momentum of coming home to a fan base that didn't know if they were going to be able to watch their team again was something that was unbelievable. Now, I don't know if Citi Field equals that. Well, they won't equal it, but I don't know how much they get to that level.
They won't equal it. And more importantly, though, Connor, this is a fan base that, and look, Citizens Bank Park was a ghost town for many, many games during 2022 until the Phillies turned it on. Right. So I'm not taking cheap shots at the Met fans who this year have just found their stadium. I think they sold out 4 games.
Right.
I'm not expecting this to be all of a sudden people have never said, wow, Citi Field, intimidating place to play. And I don't believe today it will be either.